Boom.
What is going on, boomers? It's your boy Rick Rosen. I'm giving you your week 7 preview and picks for the $1 Million early slate. Normally I got one of my boys from Daily Fantasy Insider, either Nick or Tyler. They both got their own stuff going on, so it's a solo mission to a milli. You with me? You with me? The first question on this $1 Million slate is more passing yards. It is Tom Brady or Carson Wentz. And I'm going to go with Carson Wentz here because I like the way he's coming back from off-season knee surgery. He looked his sharpest last week, carving up the Giants in prime time. Now the Eagles have 10 days to prepare for a big game against the Panthers. I like this matchup. I like Wentz to have more passing yards. Question 2 is most rushing yards. It is Sony Michel, Isaiah Crowell, Frank Gore, or Christian McCaffrey. Now, initially, I wanted to go D-bet McCaffrey here because it doesn't seem like any of these backs get enough touches to warrant a most rushing yard selection. And I want to go Gore because he's the hottest, but he actually had an inflated workload because of last week's overtime win. That game went a full fifth quarter, allowing Gore to go over 100 yards. So I'm actually going to go Michel here because when he's healthy, he's been very consistent in the Patriots offense when he gets the workload since he's been inserted as the main running back. They've got a decent matchup against the Bears, who got gashed by Gore and those same Dolphins last week, and this time maybe no Khalil Mack. I like the Patriots. I like Michel. Question 3 is most receiving yards. We've got Golden Tate, Zach Ertz, Deshaun Jackson, and Stephon Diggs. I was initially leaning Diggs here, and I think I still might, but I want to go with the guy that's going to get the most targets, that has the greatest potential to have the highest output, and that's why I like Ertz here. Tight ends have done really well against the Panthers this year, and it's a nice correlation play with picking Wentz in the first question. Ertz, all his numbers have been up since Wentz's return to the lineup. There's inconsistencies with all the other 3 choices who aren't being treated like #1 options on their team. Zach Ertz is leading that team in targets and passing efficiency, so he's the guy I want to go with. Question 4 is most receptions. The group is led by Alshon Jeffrey, followed by Julian Edelman, Kiki QT, and Devin Funchess rounding out the group. I'm going to get a little weird here. I'm going to go with QT. He runs the slot just like Cole Beasley, and we saw what Beasley did against this Jaguars defense. I'm going to go ahead and say they don't make the adjustments. They don't double down on the slot because they need to provide extra help for DeAndre Hopkins on the outside. It's not that the Jaguars defense is collapsing. They're just vulnerable more so than last year. QT's been excellent in the slot, great hands. The Texans are working him more into the offense, getting him involved, bubble screens, plays designed for him to produce, get in space, and I think he's going to end up with enough catches to win this group. Question 5 is most total touchdowns. We've got Adam Thielen, Kenny Golladay, Trey Burton, or Josh Gordon. Now, Gordon might be a nice surprise pick, but I'm going to go Adam Thielen here, and I think you need to start respecting Adam Thielen as one of the best wide receivers in football. His pace through the first 6 games of the season has been absolutely outstanding. His numbers have been consistently off the charts and up with the best receivers in football. Put some respect on his name. He's going to have a great game against the Jets, and that means, of course, he's going to find the end zone. Anytime I see Thielen in a boom contest, I smash it. Question 6 is most passing touchdowns. We have Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Matthew Stafford, or Kirk Cousins. Now, my instinct here is to go Luck because that's all the Colts do. Luck is on pace to have more passing attempts than any quarterback in one season in history, but he doesn't have an ideal matchup and his team's kind of banged up. So I'm looking more towards Winston as the Browns defense has been sort of coming apart in the last few weeks. I don't necessarily like Evans this week because Denzel Ward is a very good corner, but I think the Buccaneers are so bad at running the ball, most of their touchdown production should come from the quarterback position. So because of the way the Buccaneers are built to move the ball and the deficiencies in the Browns defense over the last couple weeks, I like Winston to throw 3 touchdowns and win this question. We only got 2 questions left in this $1 Million contest, but buckle up because these are tough. It's 2 wide receivers, and both of them have really tough cornerback matchups, right? The first is DeAndre Hopkins going up against Jalen Ramsey and those Jaguars. Now, Hopkins has been able to get his, and last year against the Jaguars, he had fine games against them, but didn't hit 100 yards in either of them. The Jaguars really want to show up for this one after really down performances over the last 2 weeks. They're going to get a lot of pressure on Watson, so he's going to have to get the ball out quick, and that's going to hurt Hopkins' deep threat value. I'm going to go with 90 yards, still have a good game, still catch jump balls, still win in man coverage, but no superhuman performance against a frustrated Jalen Ramsey. The last question in this $1 million contest is the exact receiving yards of Mike Evans going up against the Cleveland Browns. And like I said before, he's going to draw Denzel Ward, who shut down Keenan Allen last week despite the Chargers winning in a blowout. And I think it's interesting because Ward has been very good in man-to-man coverage, but Evans prides himself on being the bigger, more physical receiver and winning in those man-to-man situations. So I like Evans to have a decent game, but I don't expect his target potential to be as high as it could be in other weeks. So I'm going to go with 99 yards. I also think he'll score a touchdown. Not an elite performance, but a solid performance for Mike Evans. That's a wrap for me. 8 questions later, a $1 million contest is complete. Hey, if you want more of this breakdown, you got to check us out live streaming only in the Boom Fantasy app, all 3 hours before kickoff. Me in the app. Find out how you can win a signed NFL jersey from pristineauctions.com just by watching the live stream. I'm Rick Rosen. Get at me. I'll see you later.